we have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law and the law of the jungle governs the conduct of nations.
A warlord is a leader able to exercise military, economic, and political control over a subnational territory within a sovereign state due to their ability to mobilize loyal armed forces. These armed forces, usually considered malicious, are loyal to the warlord rather than to the state regime. Warlords have existed throughout much of history, albeit in a variety of different capacities within the political, economic, and social structure of states or ungoverned territories. Welcome to Internet Warlords, the war for the Internet. Every day billions of people around the planet engage in a deadly war for the minds of mankind. Internet Warlords podcast is dedicated to winning the war for the Internet. Each week, we will feature the best and the worst of the Internet in our never-ending quest to end the war for the Internet. Are you ready? Buckle up, check your feelings at the door. Sensitive individuals that need to be protected from reality need go no further. Internet Warlords does not condone violence, nor do we give legal advice. Any individuals featured on this broadcast are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Well, I'm not a crook.
As we do our final broadcast checks, please take this time to go to internetwarlords.com and find out how you can help support this broadcast. We have apparel and other items available at our online store. Donations are always appreciated but never expected. Please do enjoy yourself and feel free to call in at any time. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon for live notifications. Welcome to Internet Warlords. Let the war begin. Now your host, the CEO of Internet Warlords, CJ Abernathy.
Together, we will make America great again.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Boom! All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? It's your boy CJ, the Internet Warlord, coming to you live and loud from the great state of North Dakota. Well, Death Dakota. You know Death Dakota, state formerly known as Meth Dakota. And before that, the state formerly known as South Dakota, until the Queen of Death herself, Governor Kristi Noem, decided to, well, there's just, there's my reasonings. I don't feel like going into it today. So, let me shut this fan off here real quick. It keeps going off and on and blah, blah, blah. So, you're just tuning in. I noticed I gotta update my intro. I have to. I gotta update that. So I might work on that. Hello, Adam. Man, it's been a minute since I've left a link open for people to join. I can't stay long today. I got about a half hour, and I gotta go pick up Aubrey from school. So if you do join, it's going to have to be quick in and out, but I figured I haven't left my platform open for, I don't know, over 2 months now, for other people to join, to have a part of the conversation they'd like to have. As always, smoke it if you got it. Yeah. Got to update a lot of everything. My intro, I need new shirts, probably need, a new coffee mug, like, this thing's like almost 3 years old now. It's been through the ringer. So, but yeah, cheers to you guys. So feel free to leave comments, and I'll read them, put them on screen. So, but yeah, just a quick little poof there. Isn't school out for summer? Yes, Aubrey is doing the summer school. And 2 days a week, 1 hour a day, just her and one other student with the teacher. She's actually been learning a lot. Really impressed with how quickly a kid can learn when they have just an hour of interaction with a teacher that isn't teaching her to hate the color of her skin or, all the other garbage you see on the news. When you stick to just the A's and the B's and the C's and the D's and the 1s and the 2s and 3s and 4s, it's amazing how quickly kids will learn versus all the other garbage that's out there. So, man, I'll tell you what. Well, and that's also because during the COVID pandemic, we decided that we weren't going to put the kids through school, at least in the sense that they have to participate in that bullshit virtue signaling, non-scientific propaganda. It's funny how all the people that said that this is what it is were wrong, or and then all the ones that were saying, hey, we know what it really is, but the media won't let you hear it for yourself. We were right. And a lot of us suffered as a result. Our live feed numbers were shot down, and not that mine weren't before, excuse me. And so I just let you guys know, I've been working on the Veteran Liberty Network stuff. So if you guys want to go over there, that is what I've been working on for the nonprofit work I've been doing. I feel like I need a banner in here, though, that'll let everybody know. Let's see, www.veteranlibertynetwork.org. Maybe we can get them to sponsor Internet Warlords. Maybe they can sponsor the war for the internet. And but yeah, if you head over there, you can check it out. VeteranLibertyNetwork.org. Anything you can help out with that. We do have a donate button. You can go monthly or do a one-time contribution. We're a 501c19 out of the state of Arkansas. But that's what I've been working on with Cash and the rest of the team there. Anthony, Frank, Thomas, and we've got a few people that are going to be helping out with that as well. So you guys should see some big changes in the next month, even to that website. And we're hoping to do some big things there on the internet aspect of that. So again, any comments? I mean, I hate to just sit here and let you all stare at this beautiful carving of a man. But unfortunately, the way the internet works is it requires your brain noodle thoughts, attention. And I know that we live in a world where people's attention can only be measured in nanoseconds until the next best thing comes along. So the better your comments are, the better my responses can be. And hopefully we can have an interesting dialogue this morning. If not, I can just sit here and do like everybody else. Has the world changed yet? Has the world changed yet? Ooh, this is going to get them. This is a dank meme. If you guys haven't, check out Hedgehog Watchdog with Devin Saxon and Greg Baldwin. I watched their UFO special last night, and that was a great episode. I shared it, so it's real easy for you to find it if you're looking on my page. Don't forget to give them a like. Again, not a sponsored thing. Although I feel like almost 90% of what I should do is based on sponsorships. Like, I do all this shit for everybody else, but ain't nobody signing up for my Patreon. Where's those people at? So I'd love to do this full time. You guys know that. I think I have a knack for it. I think I could get good at it. And I think I'd only really want to do like a weekly show. I don't think that I need to go live every single day for you all to get your daily dose of CJ. But at least to the professional sense, I'd like to go live once a week and have a planned show to do and give you guys something that is real and raw. And when I say fuck, not only is it in live time, but I mean it. So there's a lot of drama that I've been following with the LNC with Miss Harlow. So you guys might see I changed my logo and did the pink frame. Just want to take the opportunity to say I am so proud of my vote this morning. I watched the Pork Fest interview that she did. Well, let me see who made that, so I give the proper credit. Morning. There's my voice. So we're not live.
And very few of them consider me a whistleblower, which is so fucking obvious.
Ooh, she's got a potty mouth, but that's okay. She's a grown woman. That was done with let's see, who was this? Can't see. The System Is Down. The System Is Down interview. That was a great interview. They tied in John McAfee. They tied in the LNC corruption. And you know what's kind of funny is if you think it's bad now, you just wait. I'm telling you right now, this is just a catalyst, a sign of things to come, because they might have disbanded their caucus for legal protections and scrutinies, but the way I find it is do they really need a caucus to start trouble? No, they don't. So yeah, you can point to one caucus and go, that's the biggest caucus problem we got. You see what I did there? And my point is that there's going to be more war within this party, and it's sad. It's sad because we're supposed to be the third largest political party. We're supposed to be united in challenging the omnipotent state, which, speaking of which, did you guys see Justin Amash's video where he says that, libertarianism isn't really necessarily about activism? It's the crux of his statement that this party is not an activist party. I fundamentally disagree with his statist brain thinking on what libertarianism is, because for some reason within the Libertarian Party, we allow statists to define what libertarianism is, even if they are recovering statists. It's okay to be a recovering statist, and every once in a while, your brain's going to say some things that are still in recovery status statism. Yeah, that's just the luck of the draw. Hello, Matt. Mr. Baxley. Morning, sir. I got like 25 minutes to kill, so I figured you all type it, I'll say it, and we'll have a one-sided voice-to-text conversation with your brain noodle thoughts and my noodle here, and go from there. So, again, one of my only patrons, him and Jody. So thanks to you two. You guys are making my whole life. I mean, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for those two patrons, man, I'd be in the tank. I might not be around today. So, but yeah, there's a lot going on, and I see that Joshua Smith was recently added back to Facebook, and he accepted my friend request. So I actually today feel a little special thanks to Josh, and it's amazing how that can make somebody feel on the other end of a screen. You send a friend request, you see somebody you respect, you see somebody that's always standing up for the right causes, and you go, maybe he can be my friend, and then you get the friend accept, and it always happens with cool people. And you know what's funny? My friends list is a very sacred thing to me, because at some point you have wanted to be my friend, right? So I get to click this button that says see all friends, right? And I can see all of you that are on here. And some of you, I now have 44 new friend requests to go through. Some of you are obviously fake accounts. Some of you are not real people. But I do think I do weed out a lot of the bullshit. And if they do slip through the cracks, it doesn't take very long for me to figure out who shouldn't be here. So 1,738 friends. And of that, I would say 95% are if not higher, are legitimate people that I wouldn't mind, meeting in real life. Mr. Gilligan, morning, sir. Yes, good assumes the adjective of my day, but if you mean that in the intent, well, then good morning to you too as well, sir. Slammed at work, gotta run, love you, brother. See, and that's the type of people that I hang out with, It's like, that's the people I like. I care about that, like, checked in, said hello, gotta go, bye. Because they're working men, they're working women, and to be perfectly honest, you guys know I hate to listen to myself run on, so that's why I said I open it up to you guys. I would like to do this once a week. I think that's kind of where I'm going to head with it. I'm thinking Saturday nights, Internet Warlords. I don't want to go back to the dungeon, though. So I'm thinking more like a pre-filmed, maybe not live. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I definitely don't want to go back to the dungeon. So there's that. Yeah, if anybody has any suggestions on that, summer harvest season, basically due to the extreme drought here in North Dakota, literally, it's the state formerly known as Meth Dakota, until the Queen of Meth herself made us the third most infectious death to population per capita ratio for the coronavirus. Yeah. Ashley Dakota Strand says, good morning. Well, morning. I don't want to assume the adjective of your day. No coffee for me this morning. Just got off a night shift and having an adult beverage to help me go night-night. Well, of course, it is your night-night time, so it is my wake up and time. So cheers to you on your hard day's work. With that being said, we do have our first guest queued up and lined up and backstage, and it's been a while since he's been on the platform, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adam Bomb Dingleberry. All right. Morning, Adam Bomb Dingleberry.
Good morning. How's it going, man?
It's going, man. It's been a while since we've seen each other on here.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. I kind of gone a little hiatus on the internet, and
it's always good to do that.
I'm doing big changes in my life and whatnot, and yeah, things are definitely looking up on my end.
Well, that's good. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. So what's new with you?
I up and left Massachusetts, and I am down in the chemtrail sunshine state, Florida.
So let me ask you this. Which one has the perceived perception of freedom more than the other? Which one's more free? Which one treats their slave class just a little bit better?
I can't really say that it's a huge difference.
No? It's still the same slavery?
At least not in my area in Tampa. People are seemingly same docile, brain dead people for the most part.
Well, I mean, okay, so when you say docile, brain dead, do you think the same thing I'm thinking? They're the ones where, somebody could be like getting beaten in the street and they're more like do this instead of physically help somebody, or the ones that'll just stand there and listen to the politician and go, oh, yes, I'm not worthy. They're waiting for their attaboy, the docile, like, I call them the drooling masses. They, like, celebritize politicians, and they just stand there, and while they put the politicians literally on pedestals, and they're like, and they just moo and regurgitate the anthem of their slave class masters.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen an increasing amount of people down here whom have some type of intellect, but they're still submissive and obedient to the corporations that are
right. So it doesn't matter what state you really move to. Everybody's going to have their brand of statism and their pride in a flag that represents their state, and they're going to essentially treat the state as if it is, holier than thou.
Yep.
That if the government dictates or mandates something, that it's in the best interest of the people, and if they have a process, whether it be family court or criminal court, that process is always just and fair. And And they're the ones that will never question authority. They'll never question the government, and they will go from cradle to grave being a tax slave, whether they know it or not, at some point, and never do anything about it.
See, well, what I'll say to that is I think there's a lot more people now that are at least questioning or have some type of awareness of how fucked up the way things are coming about.
I don't know, man.
Sorry, I have a hard
It
time.
showed me that there's more
I have a hard time
statism.
censoring myself.
No,
Sorry,
you
not
don't have to do
sorry.
that here, man. I'm not monetized or nothing. You know that. So I don't
but
have to worry about how many F-bombs somebody drops or whether or not they think COVID came from a bat or a lab. It doesn't matter here.
yeah. But people are somewhat aware and questioning these things. It's just people, no matter what, at the end of it all, they'll submit to the threats of the state and domestic. I call them domestic terrorists, the police, for law enforcement.
Right.
They'll
So,
submit
Adam,
to their threats.
let me ask you this. You call them domestic terrorists. I'm wearing this beautiful little red, black, gold, and white Marine hat. And that implies I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But do you see anybody in your state or that took that oath challenging the omnipotent state? Do you see any of them? Or do you see, like I see, the vast majority of the veteran and active duty community are apathetic to not only the plight of veterans amongst themselves, but the plight of the actual American people? And in this case, what does domestic terrorists actually look like? In this case, it's your politicians, it's your governors, it's your senators, it's your congressmen. And,
and the ones who carry out these acts and impose them upon us, which is what they call law enforcement. That's, I think they've earned that title.
Well, do you think that they've accepted that they want to live in a, quote, society, a statist society at that, and that the consequences of that is if they're a good little sheep, that the wolves won't eat them if they stay with the herd, if they embed themselves in the crowd, if they don't speak up, if they don't get out of the unison of bat, with the others, then they can at least moderately live a slave class life. In this case, I'd call them, second class citizens to the slave class. And then the slave class then has a sacrificial class of sheep that they will then throw to the wolves in order to maintain the hunger of the wolf and keep the wolf at bay. So they essentially, in the communist fashion of statism that it is, whether it be totalitarian or authoritarian or both, the idea is that they will eat themselves, literally and figuratively. So we know these things, Adam. We could say these things till we're blue in the face, but I feel like no matter what, like 50 years from now, we're still going to be sitting here going, so this is what the slave class is doing. I'm so glad you survived the great vaccination of 2027 that's coming. I'm so glad you made it past the UFO invasion in 2031.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who actually does
make it.
Survive.
Yeah, isn't that sad? Listen, I know I'm in that sacrificial slave class. They'll throw me to the wolves. I'm a white man with a beard and I wear a military hat. Therefore, I am militaristic, and they'll judge me based on the look, and they'll assume the content of my character, and they will essentially feed me to their sacrificial statist gods, their overlords. And I mean, so yeah, maybe we should just start saying, hey, glad to see the state didn't kill you yesterday. They let you live one more day. Holy shit. Do you hear some of the things you've been saying? And I heard something yesterday, Adam, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the founding fathers of this country, whether you like them or not, believed in a principle of you can say whatever you want to say. You have the freedom of speech to say it, that the pillar of saying it was why they were willing to fight the way they did, was that they wanted to redress the grievances, the crimes that the slave class was witnessing to.
When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for a people to advance from the subordination to which we have hitherto remained, and to assume among the powers of the earth the equal and independent station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle us. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that we shall declare the causes which impel us to the separation.
I will never stop you when you go into that, Adam.
And, you know, again, it's a simple 15-minute read, people. And, you know, it's been very irritating. I question people now, and it takes them about 3-4 times of me asking, what is the 4th of July? Because everybody likes to refer to it as the 4th of July. What is it? And it takes them like 4 times from me asking, what is the 4th of July, for them to Independence Day.
Freedom.
But, you know, I find more importantly, given the retractions they made from the original rough draft, that people go take the 15 minutes to go check out the original rough draft.
You know, and the thing is imagine like this. Imagine being, you know, the framers of the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, to come up with these concepts, and to know that when they did write it, there was no whiteout, there was no computer delete button, there was no technology. It was hemp paper and a quill. And so, yeah, there's rough drafts. There were pre-concepts of thoughts that were to be put on there. Now, again, whether or not where you come down on your brand of disconnecting from statism, you either believe that the Constitution turned all citizens into or turned certain citizens into slaves, and then the 13th Amendment made all citizens a slave that could not afford their own freedom. So, I mean, like, for example, people don't believe me when I say this, that it, and I saw this on one of the posts that somebody had posted the picture of the 2 girls on the podium, something about the Olympics, and a woman that was protesting on the 3rd place stand. And to me, I don't care about any of it, because you're all worshiping a flag, and it's not my brand of patriotism to sit there and sheepishly stand on a podium while, you know, let's celebrate me while the government's murdering innocents and civilians in foreign wars and all that. But let me see here. Let me go to the old Google machine. Let's see if you know, Adam, the cost to renounce one's citizenship. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. What's your first thought as price?
Don't Google it. To renounce one's citizenship?
Yep. How much does it cost to renounce one's citizenship? If you don't know, I'll just tell you. But I wanted your guess, like Bob Barker style, closest to $1. What's your guess here, Adam? How much does it cost to say I'm no longer a U.S. citizen?
I would say the protection of the Constitution.
No. The physical, tangible cost. How much money do I got to pull out on my debit card to say to the United States Department that I no longer am a U.S. citizen? There's a tangible, physical, monetary cost to that notion. Do you know how much it is?
I would say 1 penny.
1 penny. You are way off. You're definitely not going to get the answer right this time. It's going to be $2,350. to sue or to renounce your citizenship. Excuse me. So
No, to have this corporation acknowledge your renouncement of citizenship.
right. To acknowledge it. Yes, that's correct. Right. My bad. Thank you for elevating the conversation there. But yeah, to relinquish, you can relinquish or you can surrender. Surrendered is not a term that is defined in the Internal Revenue Code or the Immigration or Nationality Act. It is casually used to describe people who gave up their citizenship regardless of the method used. So you can surrender your citizenship, or you can relinquish. These are the people who perform an expatriating act with the intent of relinquishing U.S. citizenship. Common expatriating acts include acquiring another country's citizenship, being a state worker of another country, or joining the army of another country. They are, and you know what's really funny to me is that as we move forward, there's some people out there that are like, maybe, and this is hear me out, okay? This is like one of them trippy like stoner moments, and I got to get going here in a minute, Adam. But this is one of them trippy stoner moments. We'll come back on at some point, and I hope you'll join again. But there's a thought in my brain that I've had in the last like month or two that's really been prominent. And as a libertarian, I challenge the omnipotent state. And then I think, well, I went to Iraq and Afghanistan in part of their statist oil wars. And the people that they were really wanting me to be pissed off and upset at and like ready to kill at a moment's notice, what if that was just the Libertarian Party of Iraq? I mean, I know it's crazy. Like, pause, stop. Did CJ just say ISIS are the libertarians of Iraq? I mean, again, my point being that they would challenge the omnipotent state that which would seek to control them. So I'm just saying that, you know, there might be more in common with Al-Qaeda than there is with statists. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, again, you look at the statement of principles from the Libertarian Party, and it's anarchy.
Well, it seems plausible on my end, given the factors that our government has continuously and repeatedly have distorted and straight up lied about damn near everything. And so when they go on an attack campaign against foreign, you know, organizations, if you will, it makes me question the legitimacy of the narrative they're sending. Not saying that they're 100% false, but chances are they're definitely not 100%.
Don't get me wrong, the government's going to tell you the sky is blue at least once a day, but everything else it says is fucking wrong. So I just, to me, it's, you know, I can't wait to see what happens when it actually comes down to it. Real quick, I've got all but 3 minutes left. So Adam, let me go through this real quick with you here. Just to say, the fee to renounce the U.S. citizenship from the land of the free, as amended, states of the nationals are subject to loss of nationality if they perform certain specified acts voluntarily or with the intention of relinquishing U.S. nationality. Briefly stated, these acts include obtaining naturalization of a foreign state upon one's own application at the age of 18, taking the oath, affirmation, or declaration of allegiance to a foreign state or its political subdivisions after the age of 18, entering or serving the armed forces of a foreign state, engaged in hostilities against the United States, so that's basically like any other country in the world, accepting employment with a foreign government, formally renouncing U.S. nationality before a U.S. diplomat or consular officer outside the United States, renouncing U.S. nationality officially within the United States. The Department of Homeland Security is responsible for implementing this section of the law. So, and then a conviction of an act of treason against the government of the United States. And this is what's crazy to me. Treason against the government of the United States, or for attempting to overthrow the government of the United States. And how much does it cost? $2,000 $350 to renounce your citizenship. So, and this takes place when a U.S. citizen makes an appointment at the U.S. consulate and applies for a certificate of loss of nationality. And I mean, to me, it's kind of crazy to say, well, you're not even free to leave. You're not even free to not be a citizen. And when you are, and when you renounce it, they akin it to an act of treason against the government. Which treason isn't defined as what you do to government. It's what government. It's what the government and the people in that do to the people they say they serve, that they were elected by. It's crazy to me. So, Adam, last word. I got 1 minute and then I gotta go. But I appreciate you joining me today, man.
I appreciate you accepting me. And final words: try your best to do your best to be your best.
Always good, Adam. We'll see you next time, man.
All right, thank you.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. I do gotta go. I don't even have time for a fancy intro, so I'll just say, have a good day or don't. The choice is over.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world